thank you to our sponsors, Venture X, Basement Poetry, and That Special Day. Because of you, we're able to highlight the Lehigh Valley in style. The views, opinions, and statements expressed in this episode are solely those of the individual guest and do not reflect the views, beliefs, or opinions of Valley Voices, its host, or its partners. Valley Voices does not endorse or assume responsibility for any political, religious, social, or other viewpoints expressed. All content is provided for informational and storytelling purposes only. Listener and viewer discretion is advised. Now let's get this show on the road.
Cause I'm known for certain and sure that they got no more time to be accused of some shit that I didn't do. Like, what the fuck is your problem? All that trauma that you brought to me. No, I cannot afford it. Why you falling out in privacy? It ain't matter to solve it. Never knowing what you want from me. I wouldn't have enough with. Finally had to go be off the beat.
Yo, it's Valley Voices. We here with KiidNøva,
What's going on?
amazing rapper, lyricist from the Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, if y'all haven't heard it already, I gotta check that out. KiidNøva Whereabouts is my newest single.
Latest release, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I just released that one last week, so that was
last week.
Yeah, this last
Dang.
week. So
Yeah.
just feeling like I just gotta keep staying consistent with the music and stuff. So that's where I was like, it's been a couple weeks since I put something out, so I was like, let me
I
keep
can't
that
have that.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm backed up. I got a lot of stuff ready to record. I got a lot of stuff I got to finish writing. So we're at a good place right now. I'm just kind of like locked in, focused right now. So,
Yeah.
it's been good lately.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy because I know when we spoke last, you were like, "This is what I'm gonna do," and you're doing it.
Yeah,
You've been doing it.
Yeah, that's true. That's crazy.
Hell yeah. And not that I expected anything less. You've been killing it. Like Whereabouts came out. I was shocked because I thought that there was more space between the last release and this one, but no, it's been consistent.
Yeah, I've been trying to just put my foot on the gas pedal and keep letting people know I'm here now. Like, and I'm not trying to let up my my momentum. I'm just trying to keep the ball rolling while I can. So.
Hell yeah. Not trying, you're doing it.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that.
Yes, shout outs to you.
I appreciate that, for real. It's crazy to think about, like, actually putting myself and my work into the world, and I don't know, it's crazy. I mean, I'm starting to really embrace it now. I'm starting to just, hey, this is just me, this is what I do. But just the fact that it went from just me being a kid, liking music, listening to music, messing around, like rapping with the homies, to now people, yo, I heard your new single, I heard you, like, and people are checking up on me. They're like, yo, this shit is high. Like, yo, they're supportive. They're trying to keep pushing me forward. And honestly, every time somebody gives me a compliment like that, that's just fuel to the fire. I'm like, listen, I'm just going to keep going. You know, for the people that are rooting for me, you know what I mean? So,
hell yeah.
Yeah, it means a lot, for real.
I see you on big stages in front of large audiences. Hell yeah, I definitely see that for you.
Thank you. I've started to have the visualization of it all, and
for sure.
And I'm not gonna lie, at first I think it was holding me back, just thinking about like the fear of having, thousands or hundreds of thousands of people staring at me while I'm, but I think it's part of something that I've tried to embrace, that it's inevitable for me. It's kind of like it was
hold
raised,
up.
kind of thing. So
I hear a new song. I hear a new song.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. I mean, as far as like I said, I have a lot of stuff to record. I've been working for a long time, and I've been putting music out since 2019. I've been inconsistent over the years. I've had like one track over the couple years. I had 2 last year that I put out, and this year I put out 4 so far, and we're on pace for like 2026 is gonna be. It's gonna be crazy. It's just gonna be a wild year. I'm not gonna lie. So like I said, we're putting our foot on the gas pedal. I've been in the booth a lot. I've been in the studio cooking. I've been writing. I've been recording. So, and I have a lot of big stuff coming up. But if you would, I don't want to drop a little sneak peek or so, no. But yeah. So I guess that if there's any time to make an announcement, I will let y'all know that I am working on the album. So the first official project, album, tape, whatever you want to call it, but it is going to be dropping on February 14th, 2026.
Oh my God.
So it's
I see what you did. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
It's going to be titled the Heartbreak Kid, so something that I've been putting a lot of my time, energy, and really my heart into. So I'm excited to share that with the world. That's one of that's going to be one of my biggest projects, my biggest accomplishments in life, just because it's hard to explain. But once you guys finally get a chance to listen to it and see the visuals, I think it's gonna fully like just it's, like I said, it's just me putting my whole heart into it. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm ready.
Those are good things, though,
Yeah,
right?
and I'm like I put myself on a timeline and a deadline. It's I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty much almost done. Like it's
Oh my God,
I've been
really?
yeah, I've already been writing on
All
it.
the
I've been
songs?
working on it for a minute. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Like we to the point like come January, I'm starting the promo for all that stuff. So we're gonna start to drop like a single here and there. We're gonna start to post some stuff. You're gonna see me
Mm-hmm.
pushing it. So I
Songs that's not even not out there. Are songs from SoundCloud gonna be on here? Or are these all new songs?
all new songs, all new songs. Yeah. So the project, the
Oh my
Heartbreak Kid,
God.
it's gonna have 14 tracks on it. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
tell you too much just yet,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No.
but it is gonna be a great story, of the Heartbreak
Mm.
Kid, and I think it's a great story that tells a lot of different stories, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
right? All wrapped into
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
But it's about lust, it's about love, it's about relationships. It
Mm.
starts off with kind of like puppy love, and then you kind of get into the different phases of love, where heartbreak and relationships, and eventually you kind of fall it, and at the end of it, you find yourself loving yourself.
Oh my
So
God.
that's the one thing that is the most important, is self love.
Hell yeah.
So
Can't love anybody if you don't have that depth, that love for yourself.
right,
That's
right,
so true. I
and
can't wait to listen to it.
that's part of the journey. So I'm excited. I can't wait to share it with you guys. Like
Mhm.
I'm like, damn, like I'm so excited.
I
I'm
know,
so
yeah.
ready. I'm like, damn, just oh man, it's gonna be amazing. So it really is gonna be, I think,
Mhm.
one of my biggest accomplishments. And I mean,
Mhm.
aside from just those 14 songs, like I got plenty more that I'm just gonna
Mhm.
slowly just keep
You
putting
say
out.
you
And
got some in the vault.
yeah,
You're backed up on
yeah,
releases,
I,
but you
I
gotta
really
give us
am.
time to digest, also,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then honestly, like one thing that I've been thinking about a lot, and I've been even talking to my guy Carter, right, is
Yeah.
getting a lot of visuals together. So
Hell yeah.
I think people are really messing with the music, but I want to give you guys something to be able to visualize
Visually,
and put
yeah.
it together with storytelling, because it takes it to a whole new level, I think.
It does. It does. You were with me from the beginning. I think you were my first episode.
Yeah, I think so. The trial run, the first little
Yeah.
trial run. It was nice.
Am I gonna get the name right this time? Casablanca?
Casablanca, yeah.
I did?
Yeah.
I got it wrong. I think the first time I was like Rosa Casa
Yes,
something.
yeah. But it was Blanca for sure. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
It's a dope spot, but it was way too loud. It was way too loud.
True.
Couldn't hear half the audio.
Yeah.
That was really the only problem.
Shout out to you though. You've come up a little bit. You've upgraded. You got a nice little studio setup here. I
You
like it. I
know,
dig it.
shout outs to Venture X. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to use the space to film here. And shout outs to me for doing everything.
hmm One woman show
For
right here.
doing everything
For real.
else.
For real.
But no, I mean, doing this gives me the opportunity to do what I wanted to do from the start. When I first met, I'm trying to think if it was if you were performing that time at the Christmas.
I was,
You
yeah,
were,
yeah. That
yeah,
was last year, last December. I was
yeah.
performing at the Christmas event that they hosted at the So Money Production Studio. Shout out to Max and Millie.
Shout outs,
Yeah.
yes, amazing show, and I've been going there ever since. That was my first time there, and I was there early. Not gonna lie. I was like, "Am I in the right spot?"
Oh yeah.
Max was really welcoming. He was like, "Yeah, just sit down, like grab a drink, grab a snack."
hmm
And I'm glad I stayed though. It was cold, 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 but I'm glad I stayed. It wasn't cold inside. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it was cold that night.
Nah, it was a rough winter
And I
last
think it
year.
was like raining. Like,
It was an ugly little night though. I do remember having my flannel
yeah.
on, my jacket on. I went, yeah, boots on. I'm like, it was definitely that type of weather for sure.
But the place was packed. Like by the end of the night, like
Yeah.
we were just having such a great time. Everybody there was like really friendly with me. And I was saying, like, I knew from that moment that I wanted to speak to all of the artists there. I think I might tell
Right.
this story. I don't know if I tell it too often, so just let me know in the comment section. Actually, no, suck it up because it's a great story. But yeah, like I knew I wanted to talk to all the artists because I'm kind of obsessed with art in general,
Right.
and especially local artists, because those are the people that are the most accessible. Like you can talk to them. You don't have to comment when they're like, and I mean comment when they're comment on their like, comment on their picture, comment on their social media, and pray that they glance at it
Right.
by mistake, but you can like actually sit with them
Absolutely.
if you play your cards right. And I thought it would be a blog at first, but then I realized it was going to be a podcast. So what is it called? Circle round
Like circle.
moments. What is it called?
Mm.
And it's like
Oh,
you know
oh,
what I'm talking about.
yeah. I get what you're.
Full circle
Full
moments.
circle moment. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
So talking about many stories creating one story,
Yeah.
I want to talk about the story that created you, or what created KiidNøva and your evolution over the years.
Mhm.
So I want to go back to how we began your first episode. I asked you how the name came about.
Oh
And
yeah.
so if you could give us the story again on the birth of that name, that would be really good.
Yeah. So as you guys know, I go by the name KiidNøva. I spell it KIIDNOVA.
Mm.
The kid part came from my great grandpa, God rest his soul,
Mm-hmm.
Papa Dutch. He always used to call me Kid. So my last name is
Mm-hmm.
Gomez. He would always call me Kid Gomez, Kid Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the one time on like Facebook, he was shouting me out or whatever, and he put it with the two eyes, and I
Yeah.
was like, that's definitely not how you spell it, but like I kind of dig it. I was like, that's cool. So I kind of just started rocking with it. He just started calling me Kid Gomez. I ended up making that like my gamer tag or whatever for a
Oh,
while.
okay.
And also when I was younger, I had an OG. Like it was,
Uh-huh.
it was like an uncle more so, right? He was an
Okay.
OG of mine, and he used to call me D Casanova. He was like D Casanova all the time.
Okay.
So yeah,
When did that start?
I was
Like,
a young boy. I didn't know nothing about no
okay.
Casanova. You know what I mean? I was a young boy. I was probably like 6 or
He was like, "You
7.
look like me. I gotta."
Yeah. No, I was a young boy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was less. Yeah, I was a young boy. So and he was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, D Casanova, you're gonna be a lady killer. Da, 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 da. I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't even know what that meant at the time.
Right.
Now I do. But shit, at the time I was like,
What is
whatever.
that?
So
Yeah.
yeah. So as I got older, probably like
I'm trying to
what
get this.
18, 19, whatever. Oh yeah, this guy.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get it next time you cross my path.
Once I was into my like later teen years and I kind of started getting into the music more, and I was like, okay, if I'm actually gonna take it serious, I gotta find a name for it. So I
Hmm.
always liked Kid from Kid Gomez, and then the Nova
Hmm.
thing. I didn't like Casanova because that's already like a name,
Yeah, it's a
So
thing.
so I was just like, let me take the Nova.
You got it. Oh,
Oh yeah.
you,
Oh
you,
yeah.
you did it.
Yeah. Hit him.
Oh, get the
You
kung
feel me?
fu.
For real. Get his ass up out of here. Go my club. Yeah,
But
so yeah, so that's
yeah.
how my name came about. So I just kind of just put two childhood nicknames together, and I figured it
Mm.
sounded pretty good. I feel like it was a good mix of myself. I feel like the kid part has always been meant to kind of keep me humble and keep me grounded.
Mm.
Just always reminding myself of being that kid. And I think I've told you before the double
Hmm.
I that I have in there is to represent me and my subconscious self.
Oh my.
So that's kind of I turned a simple mistake, a typo, into like an actual meaning, and
Yo.
I'm like, hey. So I think that if anybody notices in my song titles and stuff like that, you'll notice the double I, and that's
Yeah.
because that's the whole the universe and how we are our own worst enemy and all that stuff. So I tell
Woo.
myself all the time, like it's me versus me when it comes to anything. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to be my own best advocate for. Hey, you just put your best foot forward every day. You do what you can. You control what you can control, and you try not to
Yeah.
let things get to you too much. So, when I talk to myself, my subconscious, sometimes it could be your own worst enemy. It could
Yes.
cause you a lot of harm. But I think it's important to, stay grounded in yourself. And,
Mm-hmm.
I tell people all the time, you have to be a lot forgiving of yourself, I think, a lot of
Ooh.
times. So,
That's so true.
yeah.
So many times it's just like, I don't know. So it sounds like you do a lot of reflection.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. I'll say,
Are you
especially
the
this.
quiet one? Like if you're at a party, like are you the one that's kind of like more observant?
Yeah, absolutely. I
You
would
always been
say,
like that?
yeah, for sure, for sure. I've definitely been the type to, go out and be on the setting, but I definitely more rather be the observer, kind of
Mm-hmm.
sitting back, just kind of seeing what people are doing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I find interesting is just watching people. I think people are fascinating in many different ways,
Yeah.
good and bad. But I think it's cool to see, and even now what I do with my coaching, as a
Mhm.
regular full time job for me,
Yeah.
I'm watching
What
people and
kind of
I'm
coaching for those who don't know?
yeah, so I'm also a fitness coach, so that's like
Yeah.
my day job. I'm a fitness coach, and just
Mhm.
watching people, just coaching them up on the floor, helping them correct their form and things like that. I
Mhm.
love being able to just witness greatness. So it's one of
Mm.
those things where I get to push people to
Mhm.
lift heavier weights than they ever did, run
Mhm.
farther than they ever have.
You
So
yelling at, screaming at people?
oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, we working. Oh yeah, I'll be putting them to work. What I'm saying? All right, let's get moving. All right, yo, here we go. So
Yeah.
but I love that. I love being able to push people. I feel like it all kind of ties into who I am as a person. Where it's just for me,
A
it's
little
oh
bit
yeah,
more,
yeah.
yeah.
For me, it's all about like motivating and inspiring and really just kind of pushing people. Like you said, it's kind of
Yeah.
a lot of reflection and a lot of resilience.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that I think we can all kind of take from.
Who were the people? Because I know there's got to be more than one, but if not, even just one that comes to mind that was influential for you, like a coach to you, physically, mentally, but mostly mentally or
Yeah.
artistically.
Hey, listen, I gotta say my mama. My mama for
Oh
sure. Shout out
yes.
Mama Dukes.
Oh
She
yes.
was she was my very first ever life coach.
Yes. Thank you,
She
KiidNøva's
oh yeah,
mom.
she taught me a lot. She taught me a lot,
Mm.
a lot of good. There was a lot of things that I learned from her that I
Mhm.
would take. A lot of things that I would take and that I would do and that I wouldn't
Mhm.
do.
Right.
She gave me a lot of great advice and she gave me a lot of opportunities to make my own mistakes and make my own decisions. So I'm very grateful
Mm.
for her with that whole thing because without her, I wouldn't be who the man I am today. I give her a lot of
Mhm.
credit, especially being a single mom for a long time. She
Mhm.
she held it down for me, and my siblings. So I'm really proud of
Yeah.
her. I credit a lot of who I am to her. Can't wait to see you, Mama. Next week, Thanksgiving.
Oh,
It's gonna be
it's
nice.
on.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm coming down to grub. You know what I mean? So
Oh, dang.
I'm
You're gonna
excited.
tear that kitchen up
Oh my God,
and be in the
for
gym the
sure.
next day.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
let me burn this chicken up.
Yeah, we be having chicken, turkey, and then hey, we go crazy.
Greens, steamed potatoes,
Bam, bam.
and don't
Oh,
give
oh, you feel me?
name
Give me all that.
it. So your mom though, yeah, was she always supportive also of your artistic talents? Did you start off like rapping or do you have other artistic talents?
So I definitely started off rapping when I was a young boy. I was probably like
Mm.
6 or whatever. I'm not gonna do that
What?
again. 6, 7.
Oh my
I
god.
know, I know, I know, I
You
know.
knew it was coming and you
Listen,
warned me.
that's it. Because I said it earlier. I was like, oh God,
You
no.
like it's
The
coming,
ed-
it's
the ed-
coming.
the
Six,
edits are
seven.
the edits are coming. I already know. I was 8 years old.
Yo, it's
I
gonna be
was eight. I was
everywhere.
8 years old. We're gonna call it that, right?
Okay, okay.
When I was a young warthog.
Yeah. Thank you.
Type shit, yo.
I love that one.
Nah, but when I was a young boy, I started like just rapping a little bit, and then for some reason I just kind of let it go. I used to dance a little bit. I used to be
Okay.
at the Boys and Girls Club. I had a little b-boy crew and whatever. So we
Yeah.
did that thing for a little bit.
Mhm.
Musically, I did play a few instruments throughout my young
Mm.
years, like elementary school, middle school, and then I eventually put it down going into high
Mhm.
school. But I did play the violin for a little bit.
Oh
I
my
played the
goodness.
the trumpet.
Mhm.
We had a piano in the
No,
crib,
mom loved
so
that.
yeah. Oh my God, loud in the crib. I was terrible. I was
Yeah.
terrible. Yeah, I could not
Loud and
get it.
proud though.
Like, try,
I gotta
try.
get these scales, mom.
I couldn't get it down. I don't know what it was, but just yeah, I
Yeah.
was I was ass at the
You tried some
trumpet.
different stuff though. You did strings, you did
Yeah,
brass. What
piano,
else?
piano, whatever. I guess that's
Damn.
just the keys. Straight piano. Piano is probably my favorite. And then
Okay.
even more recently, I've been messing around with like an acoustic or electric guitar. So
Yeah.
I'm
Just to
trying
get
to
like inspiration.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it helps me come up with melodies sometimes, and
Mhm.
honestly, I do want to get more into like producing and making my own beats eventually. So,
Mhm.
but I was playing instruments a little bit throughout the years, and then I put it down for a little bit. I think
Mhm.
all throughout high school, I was more so focused on sports,
Mhm.
athletics. I played football for a while, so and
Okay.
then going into like college, that's
What
kind of when I yeah, yeah.
what's the name for it? What position? Is that the word?
Yeah,
Is
in
that the
football, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Position I played, I was a lineman, so I played on
Oh,
the
okay.
line. I played offensive, defensive line.
Mhm.
So that was my high school. I was like focused on football. That was my thing. I
Yeah,
was like
all 4
football.
years?
Yeah, all 4 years. I was like
Man.
football. I got to college and then I still played football, but that's when I
Yeah.
started messing around with like we homies would throw beats on and we would start
Yeah.
freestyling and rapping and it would just be
Good
fun. We'd be
stuff.
battling and shit, and
Yeah.
that's kind of what people. They was like homies like yo, you kind
Did
of
they
got
call you
something.
KiidNøva then? Or was
Uh,
that later?
it kind of started to pick up around that time. Like that's when the Nova thing kind of started kicking up.
Okay.
So I had a little journey with that where, I don't know. I don't know how to really explain all that,
What?
but no, I guess like
Uh-oh.
it's an interesting journey. But this is important for me as an artist, right? For the people to know,
Yeah,
right?
it
So
is.
I had a journey, from college, even after college,
Sounds like
where
it's gonna be an epic story. I'm
oh
I'm ready.
no, I mean
Like
nothing crazy. Look,
I
listen,
emerged from.
oh yeah, listen I was like Phoenix, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
broke myself down to build myself back up again. I lost a
Mm.
bunch of weight. That's how I ended up getting into the
Mm.
fitness training thing. So I lost over
Oh.
100 pounds.
Oh my God. What?
So yeah, so from playing football, I lost a bunch of weight, and that's
Oh, I'm
kind of what.
thinking that you were the same size as you are now playing football.
Nah. I was a big boy,
Ah,
big
you
boy.
said no, no, no.
Yeah, it was a big body. You know what I mean?
Um,
So, I mean, I'm still a big dude, but I definitely try to stay on the
but
more
not
lean side
that
now.
type of big.
Right, right.
Different type of big.
Yeah,
Get
for
you.
sure. Yeah, I was a big body. Nah,
Yeah.
this is like after college years. So this is like
Mm.
I played football in college for 1 year. I
Mhm.
dropped out, and then I was in school, or no, I dropped out of school, and then I was just
Mhm.
working for a while. So I was
Mhm.
working different jobs or whatever,
Mhm.
and that's when I kind of decided I was like, yo, I need to start getting in the gym. I need to start taking my health
Mhm.
more serious because
Mm.
I didn't want to like go down
Mhm.
that path of
For
like
sure.
warehouse guy, whatever, just being miserable like
Then
that. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I
yeah.
started getting in the gym. That's when I really started to cook up with that. I started playing around with music more.
Yeah.
And I just started slimming down. My body started changing.
Yeah.
My approach to everything, my confidence, the way I felt about myself
So
started
it
to
really
change.
set off like a domino effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
Dope.
the Casanova took over, you know what I mean? So
Hey.
that whole thing
Like,
took
wait a
over,
minute.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hold on.
and I ain't gonna lie, like just my journey of that has, like I said, has inspired the album. It has inspired, many of my songs and my tracks. Though, we got a bunch more, but
Hmm.
I think I've started to really find my groove and like my theme as an artist, which I
Yeah.
think a lot of people find comfort in relationship type music. Whether it's breakup stuff,
Mm.
whether it's love
Mhm.
songs, or I find people really,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah, especially when you make it catchy, shit.
Yeah, you like, especially if you do it like me.
Hey,
I don't
hey,
want to toot my
hey,
horn, but
I was blessed,
toot. No, like I'm glad you said that because when you're talking about playing multiple different types of instruments and still playing piano, guitar from time to time,
Mm,
I'm like, excuse me, I feel a cough. I'm still kind of getting over a little cold. But you talked about playing these instruments and immediately popped up in my head like this person has such a distinct style. And you were talking about how you come up with different melodies when you're playing guitar.
mm.
I love the rap singing that you do.
Oh, thank you.
I know, like, you don't do it the way that hold on, the way I said it. You don't do it,
Yeah.
but you don't do it the way that a few other rappers will do it, or most rappers will do it, where it's like where it's short notes.
Mm,
Like you'll actually like sing a long note out and have like longer melodies to it that
yeah,
but it's very catchy.
yeah.
Very catchy. And the beats that you choose are really special. It's not just any,
Mhm,
thing. The production is very clear, nice, with no matter what you're playing it on. And yeah, definitely a lot of people relate to relationship stuff. Usually it can take people, different periods of time to find that.
yeah.
So like what other styles did you pull from or experiment with before you kind of landed where you are now?
That's a great question, and I appreciate the compliment
Thank
on
you.
that because that means a lot. Just being able to have a sound
Mhm.
and even the beat selection. I
Mhm.
it's hard to have like an ear for music, but I'm
Mhm.
grateful for the producers that I've been able to work with. Whether it's a beat that I find and then I reach out to the guys, or
Yeah.
whether it's one of my buddies cooking up something.
Mhm.
It's great to be able to work with like-minded artists, and for me, like just coming up with some of this stuff, it's been. I don't know. I'll say I do really say I am blessed. I truly am
Mm.
blessed. Sometimes I do not know how I do it. I ain't gonna lie to
Mhm.
you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
we'll throw a beat on or whatever, and I just go. I think it's been a journey of different styles. I think the first music that I ever really remember listening to was like R&B, right? A lot of R&B, a
Yeah.
lot of late '90s, early 2000s R&B.
The
My mom,
best.
yeah, yeah, my mom had that on in the crib every Sunday. she loves some Maxwell, some Alicia Keys,
Mm.
Mary J. Blige, you know.
Yeah.
So those were my like early inspirations from a singing, you know, R&B standpoint, you know. So it took
Mhm.
me a while to realize, you know, it was brought to my attention
Mhm.
from, you know, people like yourself that hey, like you
Mm.
really harmonize and you're very melodic, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, like I do realize that I pull those influences from way back then, you know, when I listened to a lot of
Mm.
different artists. And I think
Yeah.
over the years it, you know, it transitioned from when like middle school to like more of like a grittier style rap.
Mhm.
I remember listening to a lot of 50 Cent, you know,
Mm. I
Eminem,
love 50 Cent.
you know, and then high school years, that's when like J. Cole and Kendrick hit the scene, you
Mm.
know. So it, you know, then it, right,
Storytellers.
right, storytellers, conscious rap, you know, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, like you could do this in music. Like that's when I really
Right.
was like, wow. So at first it was more of a sound, you know, you singing, whatever,
Mhm.
you know, and then it was like, okay, like I think rap is a really braggadocious
Yeah.
genre. So like, you know, 50 Cent, Eminem, just the crazy things that they would say,
Mhm.
the crazy, you know, just, and that's, you know, they're like, fuck y'all, it's me, you know what I'm
For
saying?
real.
Like, you know, and then like you go the opposite way with guys like Kendrick and Cole that are telling life stories about the
Mhm.
community and the world and all these different things. And I think that's where I started to really see like, okay, what would I say? You know, what would I
Yeah.
say if it was me? You know, or what stories could I tell? I have a lot of them. I've lived a lot of life. Like I said, I have a
Mhm.
lot of songs that I've written, and there's plenty more. I have a lot of life
Yeah.
still to live, so I'm excited to see where my journey as an artist, you know, goes. Because you know,
Yeah.
my sound I feel like has already changed over the past couple of years. I feel like I've really found myself. I feel more in tune with myself than I've been
Good.
in a
That's a
while.
great place to be.
Yeah, and it's only gonna keep getting better
Yes,
and
I right.
changing, and I'm only gonna keep growing as an artist. So I'm excited for that. As you know, I get to keep working with people like yourself, different producers, different engineers, different photographers and videographers. Like the opportunities are gonna be endless. You
That's
know,
right. Right.
I'm so excited. Part of this is so cool. You know, I'm so proud of what you're doing for real. Like, nah, for real. Super proud of what you're doing. You're doing a great job here. It's not easy. You know,
Got that right.
because
I was
we're, you know,
like,
nah, for real. Because we were talking about like what it takes as an artist and whatever, but it's not easy even to put together. You know, this is an art form as well. You know, so I love to see
I
you
never
being able
thought
to
of
do
it
your
that way.
thing. You know, I'm grateful that you decided to hit me up and be like, hey, yo, let's get this interview done. You know, like, it's an honor. It
You killed
truly
that
is.
performance. Let's talk about it. You killed that performance. Everybody was dancing. Everybody was singing along with you, like including myself. Like I don't even dance in public like that, like that. And I was doing hitting the two step. I have a question for you though.
Yeah, yeah. What's up?
So you're talking about your journey and everything, and I'm
Mm,
like, has there ever been a song that you were scared to release,
mm,
but of course you did anyway? Or is there one that you're like
yeah.
that right now, currently you're like,
Mm,
I don't know how this is gonna be received and
mm.
why?
I would say probably my first ever single, right? So
Mm,
either you know that one just because the weight of it being the first, right? So
yeah,
like
sets the
yeah,
tone.
yeah, it's just like there was a lot. I felt like there was a lot of pressure at the time. I didn't see it as you're gonna have hundreds of these, thousands
Yeah.
of these at
Oh,
some point,
really?
right? You know what I mean? Like now, I'm of the mindset. I go in my notes. There's hundreds of songs in there, so I'm like, don't even sweat
Mm,
about one. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't, you know. And every
yeah.
song is its own. It's its own song for a reason. It tells its own
Mhm.
story. It might have, you know, whatever.
Mhm.
Even the same thing with an album, you know. But I really feel like just that first single for me was like, oh my god, I was vulnerable. I was, you know, plus it was one of those heartbreak songs, so I was like, I was hurting. I was like,
Mm.
you know, put this
Yeah.
out in the world, and, you know, so
Yeah.
it was awesome. It was scary,
Yeah.
you know, but that one got a lot of positive feedback, and that's kind
Great.
of what started the journey of like I might be able to do this, you know, like I'm,
Mhm.
you know, I might be able to at least, you know, make a something happen out of this. I have a bunch of more songs that I've worked on and whatever. And then the second one that I put out,
Mhm.
that was another one that I put a lot of my heart into. That was, you
Mm.
know, first one was Wishing You, and the
Mhm.
second one was Betrayal. And those songs
Mm.
are very heavy on my heart just because
Mm.
what I was going through at the time and
Yeah.
how I decided, you know what, this is the only way I can get it off of me is putting
Right.
this out into the world. You know, I couldn't say what I need to say or whatever to the people, you know, so and that's how I
Yeah.
found my voices,
Mm.
you know. So I think ever since then,
Mhm.
I think I found it to be a lot easier. I'm like, hey, this is me. Take it,
Yeah.
leave it. You know, like we
Yeah.
were talking about earlier, my mom, she listens to my music, you know, and she supports
Mm.
it. I send her my songs
That
before I
says a
even release
lot.
them. Yeah, it really does, you know, and I'm grateful to have her. And
That
she's
she's like, don't play this around me.
yeah. I mean,
Like
yeah,
some rappers, they
that's
can't play their music around their mom or
I
whatever.
mean, definitely some songs I ain't gonna send her for
Right,
sure.
of
I'm gonna
course,
just have to,
you
it
can't
ain't,
hear
cause yeah.
everything.
But she supports it. She loves. I think the thing that she sees now is how passionate I am about it,
Mm,
and I think she sees that, like, regardless of, like, I have my day job, whatever. So I'll always be
mm-hmm,
okay regardless. So it's not like she doesn't feel like I'm like chasing a pipe dream, or like I'm just like
mm-hmm,
a starving artist. Like I'm
mm-hmm.
doing well with taking care of myself, but I'm also chasing my dream. So
Yeah,
I feel like I'm in a good place, and I'm grateful to be in a position to do that.
for sure. When did you start the current album, The Heartbreak Kid?
So I would say loosely, it's been probably like a year or two, honestly. Like,
Oh
so
wow.
I first came up with the idea of, like, hey, like, I want to put out like my first project, and I want it to be something about like some kind of story, right? And
Mhm.
I started coming up with the idea. I came up with the album title, started
Mhm.
coming up with the concept of how it was all gonna flow.
Mhm.
And this year, 2025, is when I really like locked in and been like, okay, we're gonna get this done. I
Mhm.
wanted it on a specific date for a specific reason,
You're right.
so I'm well on the path to make that happen. I set a date for myself. I put myself on deadlines. I've been
Mhm.
talking to my team, and I'm really doing what I can to make it happen. So I put my foot on the gas pedal, like I said, because I
Yeah.
realized that it's all on me.
Yeah.
I've looked at my releases over the past couple years, and at first it was a little bit more sporadic. I think I had
Mhm.
3 releases in the first 4 or 5 years, and
Mhm.
then, like I said, I had 2 last year. I have 4 this year,
Yeah.
and probably a few more coming before the end of the year. So I'm
Yeah.
just trying to keep it, just
Dang, you
keep those
keeping it
other,
rolling.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And with stuff like this, I'm able to do an interview. I'm able to do different music videos and stuff like that. I have a couple photo shoots coming up, so I'm really excited
Nice.
about the ball that's rolling, the
Yeah.
support that I have from people like yourself, and even
Mm.
my boy Carter, who we saw earlier.
For sure. Yeah.
It's
Amazing.
I'm grateful. I'm in a good position, and I tell people this all the time. Even though I am an artist and it is
Mhm.
me, this whole thing is bigger than me.
Mm.
It's
You did say that. Yes, I
yeah,
remember.
yeah, and I stand true to that, because this artistry, or this talent, or this God-given gift, right, is gonna
Yeah.
afford me the life to
Yup.
really live the life that I want, and that's to help people,
Mm.
freely, and
Yes.
not have to have limitations about it, and not have to have people helping me, because I've had plenty of
Mhm.
people help me along the way. So it's time to give
Mhm.
back. That's kind of how I'm looking at things now. So
You're a really good person. That's really
I try to be. I think my mom raised me right, and I try to do right by her
a
and
good heart.
all the good people. I'm not perfect by any means. I make mistakes just like
Right.
anybody else, but I
Mhm.
think it's important to always take every single day as a new start, a fresh start, and be like, okay,
Yeah.
how am I going to attack today? How am I going to look at things from a positive way? How am I going to be better than I was yesterday?
Yeah.
So
But the fact that giving is first on your list, like that's why you do what you do, is because you want to give,
mhm.
is admirable.
I
Um
appreciate that.
yeah, you said that you don't know where it's going to take you, this music thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's going to take you wherever you want to go. So I'm just excited to see like what you manifest for yourself, because this that you're doing now is working.
Thank
Clearly it's
you.
working.
Yeah. It feels
So
like we're on the right track.
right, like you're going to get, like, just like you said, it's going to get better and better. I can't wait to see like the projects that you have moving
Mhm.
on. um it sounds like I'm ending the interview and I'm not. um but yeah, I'm just kind of stuck on that you the first thing on your list, as you become more and more profitable as a business, because this is what we're doing,
Right, right.
we want our art to become our main source of. I don't know if this is your goal. I don't actually, this is not my goal. Let me not put that out there.
Yeah.
But we want it to be a significant source of our income. Maybe not our primary,
Mhm.
because that's a lot of work. There's
Yeah.
a lot of work to keep doing year after year after year. So but if you want, like I said, whatever you want is what will be. So yeah, you have Valley Voices, you have my support, and
Thank you.
you have everybody else's support too who's watching, because I mean, how can you not listen to the music? look at this person, listen to what he's saying. This is a cool artist. When you write, do you feel like it's you writing, or do you feel, because we talked about God-given talent, right? Do you feel like it's you, or do you sometimes feel like you are being moved to the side and something else is kind of using you to write, if I can say it that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's almost weird. I feel like we have this like alter ego, I guess we could say.
Mm.
You know, I
Mhm.
feel like many of us have that feeling of like, I don't know, it's like a flow state or something, so to
Yeah.
speak, right? That you get into. And a lot of times when I'm freestyling, for me, it's just
Mm.
like, I don't know, I feel like I fully become whoever I am, like truly,
Mm.
like I really become who I am, whether it's Darius, whether it's KiidNøva, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just me, like through and through, true and true. Like the music, that's where I feel the most like can't nobody tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm just fully me.
Yeah.
Like I said, the flow state. And sometimes I'm freestyle, I'm like, I don't even know how I do it. I
Uh-huh.
mean, now I credit a lot of it to just practice.
Mm.
I've practiced a lot. I've been at it over the years a lot, and I have to say it's become easier. It's just like
Yeah.
anything. Practice makes progress. You are going to get better if you work at something for a long time. So I've been fortunate to be able to study a lot of the greats and
Mm.
to put my own twist into music and to make it my own thing. Right,
Yeah.
to have my own sound, my own voice, and I love to be able to embrace that.
Yeah.
I really do. So I love this music thing. It's honestly truly amazing to me. I
Yeah.
sometimes, like I said, I don't know how I do it, but
Uh-huh.
as long as I can, I'm just gonna keep rolling with it and seeing what creative things I can come up with. Seeing what comes out of even freestyles and whatnot.
Yeah.
Sometimes, so
For
I
sure.
love being able to do that.
For sure. Do you ever say things or write things that surprise you, that is like, oh, I didn't know I felt that way, or I didn't know I felt so intensely about something? Like, does that ever happen to you?
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah. I would say so. I would definitely say so. I think.
Do you probably reflect on it later,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But you
So
just keep writing.
yeah, I would say the best example is probably like if I'm freestyling, right?
Mhm.
And I'm just like, and I just say what I'm like, like I
Mhm.
said, what's really on my heart. I'm like, damn, I
Yeah.
didn't know I was thinking about that, like that,
Mm.
like,
Yeah.
but that's the real comes out, that's kind of, it's hard to explain. It really is truly hard to explain. I'm sure you know
Yeah.
what that's like in another way, maybe. People say,
Mhm.
oh, I don't know how you can rap. I'm like,
Yeah.
you have that in another thing. I promise. You just maybe not
Mhm.
music or maybe not being able, but it's just hard to explain to be able to
Yeah.
do it. But I do think, like I said, over the years it's gotten easier.
Yeah.
So I almost don't think about it now.
Mhm.
Like I'm to a point where
Mm.
for me, I think getting into the instrumental thing and the beat making and even
Mm.
playing instruments, I think it's a beautiful way to wrap the music around as well as the visuals, right? So
Mhm. Right.
I've gotten my sound, I've got my voice, I've gotten comfortable in the studio, and now it's time
Mhm.
to
Check.
add a lot more to the music,
Yeah.
because there's so much more to it. I love, I grew up watching a lot of BET,
Mhm.
106 and Park,
Love it.
MTV music videos and things like that, and I
Yeah.
used to get a lot of inspiration from
For
just all kind of
sure.
crazy videos,
You could put it on mute and you
yeah.
knew that that story was being told so well.
Hmm.
Like, everybody had, like you said, a very distinct style, and visual direction is so
Yeah,
fascinating.
especially back in the day, like back early 2000s, like they was going
Yeah.
crazy. We had Eminem, we had Missy Elliott, we had Busta
Yep.
Rhymes, we had Exhibit. There was, yeah. I
So,
think that's the beautiful thing about being an artist is you get to be a character, right? So like for
mhm.
me, I think about visuals
Right,
in music
character.
where you get to tell different stories. You can dress up as a cowboy or an astronaut or whatever, but it's more than just, hey, I'm just dressing up in a stupid
Right.
costume or an outfit, whatever. It's kind of like I get to tell whatever story, however I want, through
Yeah.
whatever perspective. And I think the visual side of it is where you're able to connect with people that maybe wouldn't listen to your music normally,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So I think that's where you get a lot of people. Oh, what's this guy got going
Yeah.
on? You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
haven't had a single music
Wearing
video yet.
a, what's the name? What do you call it? A cowboy hat.
Yeah, cowboy hat and the boots and stuff.
What's
Yeah, man,
this?
you gonna see me, man, light skin cowboy, man, coming out here
Yeah.
crazy, shit. Nah, that'd be wild, but shit, we got somebody. We
Hey,
got.
anything's possible.
Listen, I told them I got a couple buddies that are rock and rollers, like rock and
Oh
roll
yeah.
metal guys. My
Yeah.
one shout out to my buddy Dirkus,
You gonna
man.
grow out the hair?
No, no, not hell no. Nah, my hair is long gone now, but shit, at this
Word?
point, Yeah, shit. I'd say
Okay.
at this point I'd say that boy Dirk, right? Metal,
Mhm.
rock and roll metal type shit. So
Instrument. He plays instruments,
oh yeah,
or
he's a on the
oh
drums. So I'm like, listen, we're gonna
yeah.
have to get a little hip hop rock and roll collab going. You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying? So
that
yeah,
sounds
yeah, oh
fun.
yeah,
That's part of play, right? Like being that kid where
yeah,
doing whatever comes to mind.
yeah.
Like if it comes to mind, you hear that melody or you hear that rhyme, like why
Right.
not?
Get to really embrace that part of just being an artist, and that's where I think you really get to be an artist is when there's just a blank canvas and you just get to be you, you know.
For
And I'm
sure.
I'm definitely looking to collab with more artists now. I've worked with a few, like I mentioned, I worked with
Mhm.
Max before.
Yeah.
I've done a couple performances where I was able to be in the presence and watch other artists do their thing, and it was awesome to see that. And they were there supporting me. But I definitely have to get a couple tracks going with them. You know, I don't think I've ever.
Mm.
I think I did a when I was
Oh, I see
younger.
what you're saying. Like they were hyping you up.
Yeah. But
Gotcha.
I'm trying to get like I'm trying to get a feature track. You know, I want to get me
Features.
on a track with another artist or an
You
artist on one of
hear
my
it?
tracks. Yeah.
If you
Listen, I'm
local
I'm I'm
artists.
definitely open to collaborations for sure. You know, it's one thing
Yeah.
that I've haven't dabbled into too much just yet, but I'd love to. I'm open to it, you know, for sure. So,
Submissions in the bio.
oh yeah,
DMs, yes.
for sure.
Where can they find first of all, your email?
Yeah, so my email is bookkiidnova@gmail.com. That's BOOKKIIDNOVA@gmail.com. My
Mhm.
music is on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube, SoundCloud. So you guys can find me there at KiidNøva. I got 9 singles out right now. We got plenty more
Mm.
coming. Like I mentioned, we got the album coming February 14th. So stay tuned for that. I'm super excited to share that with y'all, man.
Yeah.
What we got
Send your
going on?
best verse if you want to collab.
Oh yeah, shoot.
You talking about like playing characters, like is there anything I don't want to give away too much, like if you already have ideas for the new album, but are there characters that you really like in film that you see yourself in?
No, I wouldn't say at the moment.
Well,
I definitely could, look into it and even talk to my team and see what ideas they might have for me. But
did you do anything for Halloween?
nah, I
Do
didn't.
you do anything for Halloween usually?
Nah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The past few months, like I said, I kind of been like really
Oh,
locked in. I
okay.
kind of been like I said earlier, I was
You
like
like
in the
when was
cave.
Halloween?
Yeah, nah, I've been in the cave. I'm like, listen, like I gotta get this album done. I gotta get this album done. I gotta get these songs done. You know, like
Eat, sleep, breathe.
yeah. So that's just kind of what it's been for the past couple months. You know, I definitely, I worked on, whereabouts. I put that together. I put that out.
Hmm.
But like that was one of the, bunch of songs that I had kind of ready. But I'm like, let me drop this while I'm still working on the album, and so just trying to keep momentum going, but stay focused at the same time. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot to put into all these songs and
Hmm.
make them all flow and have them
Yeah.
all come together. It's gonna be beautiful. Even just listening, I
Hmm.
listen to it. The parts that are done, most of it that's
Yeah,
done,
you
right?
said most of it. Yeah.
I be bumping that shit daily. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
like, damn, this shit.
I was gonna ask you that too. Like, do you listen, or how often do you listen to your music?
Yeah, so probably every day. I mean, I do give it.
Once it's done, I mean, I'm thinking talking more about the
Mhm.
songs that are complete. Do you release them and then you kind of listen to them when other people listen to them, or do you ever go back and
Yeah,
to your catalog that's released already and be like,
yeah.
I don't know.
That's a great question. That's honestly a great question. So
Mhm.
I'll tell you, it's for some reason I'm still a little bit weird when when people are listening to my music and
Really?
I'm there, right? So yeah, like if I put it on and I'm sharing, it's like, all right, cool, whatever.
Uh huh.
But if someone's playing it and then I walk in, I'm like, oh shit, like they're playing my like
Oh,
it's still like crazy to me though. You know what I mean? I don't know. I
how do
haven't
you feel? Like, what is it?
it's like, oh shit. It's like a little, I don't know. It's like a embarrassing feeling. I don't know why, but it's just a weird. I'm
Yeah.
just like shy about it. I don't know. I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. And they're
Yeah.
like, yo, bro, this shit fire. I'm like, thank you, bro. I appreciate you. You
Thanks.
know,
Yeah.
like, but it's just crazy feeling because I'm just like I said, I'm just starting to really embrace this whole thing, and who I am, and
Yeah.
being able comfortable sharing my stuff with the world. So
Yeah.
it's a good feeling, though.
With this new album being about relationships,
Yeah.
I have to ask some questions about
Oh.
your. I'm not gonna, we
Okay.
could just tell me what you want to tell me.
Yeah.
So you said it tells a story, which I love coming off the rip. Like
Yeah.
I love a storytelling moment. Um, so we all make mistakes in relationships, and we
Absolutely.
all meet other people who make mistakes in relationships.
Absolutely.
If you were talking to yourself before you got into your first relationship, what advice would you give yourself?
Another fantastic question.
Ah,
Oh my god, this is good,
you
yo.
know how I
She got all the fire
do.
questions for me. I'm not even gonna lie. So it's funny. This one isn't too tough for me because I have little brothers, right? And so
Oh,
like they just got in the game not too long ago, you know. So
yeah.
I've been putting them
You
on. I'm like,
already.
hey, yeah, yeah. So I'm like, hey, if I could go back like I was 16 again, right? Because
Yeah.
that's what 16, 17. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
if I could go back, I would tell myself like, hey, man, try not to take anything too serious.
Mm,
You take everything with a little bit of a grain of salt. You enjoy everything for the moment that it is, but
mm,
I try not to be like all whimsical, like, oh, it's gonna last forever, and
mm,
we're gonna like just appreciate that person that you have, at the
mm-hmm.
time. Who knows how long it's gonna last? Whether it's a couple days, couple weeks, couple months, couple years, who knows?
Yeah.
But I think it's important to stay present in the moment. I think that's where a lot of
Mm,
times we get ourselves in trouble in relationships is where we end up thinking about too much of what happened in the past or
mm-hmm.
fixating on, okay, what could the future look like,
Yeah.
instead of just being present and enjoying the now. So I think that's the
Mm,
biggest thing that I would tell myself, and that's something that I've tried to live by now.
yeah.
And it's done a lot better for me,
Yeah.
so
You don't have to have so much pressure on yourself that
exactly.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Not
Or
so much
another
pressure.
person.
Exactly. You guys can just be. It's not it's just we're just here. We're just here to enjoy each other's company.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy you, you enjoy me. Wherever the things may take us is where they take us. So
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's you and your art too.
yeah, yeah. I
Like,
mean, I try to
but you do have a vision
right, right.
for it, of course.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know. There's the whole thing about like the signs, right? So
Yeah.
I've been,
Like the astrology.
yeah, yeah, the
Uh,
astrology sign. So I don't know. It was brought more recently to my attention, about how I'm a Pisces and like what it means and all that stuff. So I've learned that Pisces or whatever are supposed to be kind of fluid and kind of, going with the flow of things. And I feel like that's kind of how it's always been. I've always been like a go with the flow kind of guy, but
hmm
with direction, if that
Yeah.
makes sense,
No, it makes sense.
So I
Yeah.
definitely try not to over stress. I try not to control things that I can't control. I just control the
Mm,
controllables, and I just I
that's a
roll with the
great
punches. I'm
lesson.
like I said, I roll with the punches.
Yeah. Did you learn that the hard way, or you say you were always that way though, right?
uh, yeah, I mean, I think there's
Was
been
there a
times.
relationship where you're like, you know what, from now on, I'm just going to take the pressure off of myself and the other person and just enjoy the person I'm with.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think my first one, I was
Yeah.
young boy. I was 16 in high school, whatever,
Mhm.
and I think it was like, oh my god, I love her. I
Mhm.
want to
Mhm.
marry this girl. It was like all that kind of shit, And I'm like, looking back, I'm like, bro, you got to slow it all the way down. Like it was cool, like great,
16 like
yeah, it was
yeah.
like awesome, great at the time, great chick, whatever, And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, bro, you don't need to be thinking about all that at that time, But as a kid, you don't know that, So
Yeah.
that's something that I've had to learn, and it's helped me, like I said, to be more present and to just appreciate people for where they're at now. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I think even when you're dating, I don't think it's always necessarily have to be like the one. I mean, some
Mhm.
people may feel that way. Some people are
Mhm.
dating to find the one.
Some
Some
people, yeah.
people are dating
Only
just to enjoy themselves or whatever, just find what they may like. I think that's
Mhm.
what a lot of dating is about. Is you experience people, you try different things, you see what you like, you see what you don't like, you see
Mhm.
what you vibe with, what you don't vibe with. You find like your type or whatever,
Right.
if you have any,
Mhm.
and you kind of just go from there. So I feel like I've gotten older. I'm getting closer to 30 now, so
Mhm.
I'm I'm starting to really wise up to like, hey, everything has to be intentional, but everything doesn't have to be forever.
Mm.
So you can really appreciate somebody, whether you love them, whether you like them, whether you
Mhm.
just appreciate them, whether you guys are just hanging out. I think the
Yeah.
most important thing is to be on the same page and always
Mhm.
maintain respect for each other. So
Hey,
that's
you a
my
relationship coach
hey,
too?
hey,
Hold up.
as
Like this is great advice.
I've been through, I've been through a lot. I've put myself
Mhm.
through a lot, and I've learned a lot through life, and a lot of my mistakes, and a lot of
Mm.
mistakes that other people have made as well. So I
Mhm.
attribute a lot of that to that. So I'm proud of the things that I've been able to go through and experience, whether good or bad. I think it's all attributed to who I am as a person, and even as an artist. I mean, shit, it's fueled a
Mm.
lot of good music, if you ask
That's
me.
a
You
good
know what I'm
thing about a
saying?
breakup.
Shit, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, if you're an
So,
artist, that's a.
oh yeah.
I'm gonna make a song about you. I'm gonna make millions.
Oh man, shit. Yeah, that's the thing. I've had chicks be like, "Hey, you better not
Is
make a
that
song
about
about
me?
me."
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. I'm like, oh man,
Don't worry, it's just for
yeah.
just for the art.
Nah, nah, it wasn't about you.
Yeah.
Shit.
Disclaimer
Yo, for
before the
real.
video. This is all fictional. Touring. We haven't talked about that. Have you toured before? If not, is it something that you have thought about?
So I haven't actually done like an official tour or anything like that, but
Mhm.
I have done a couple performances. So I think I have
Mhm.
about 5 or 6 under my belt now,
Yeah.
and that's just something that I started within the past year, right? So I did
Mhm.
two back in 2024, around this time,
Mhm.
around the fall and winter time, and then I
Okay.
did about 3 or 4 this year. So I am slowly starting to really, like I said, just kind of put the foot to the gas pedal
Yeah.
and get this thing going. Like just being
Mhm.
out there for the first, I ain't gonna lie, the first one was a little,
I wanted
ooh,
to ask you too,
oh
like,
my
how
god, it
were
was
your
rough. Man, I
first?
was like B Rabbit up there. Mom Spaghetti.
I'm
His
done. No.
arms are heavy. He's nervous. This shit was crazy. I was out there stuttering. I forgot my
Oh,
lines. Yeah, I ain't gonna. It was
yeah.
ugly. It was ugly, but we
That's the
got it
first
done.
goal.
Yeah, the first one. I ain't gonna lie. The reason it was so ugly is because I went up there. I was feeling it. I was good. I was all right. I'm about to go do this. And
Yeah.
then it was like his first performance ever. And then I
Oh,
was like,
goddamn.
oh, I had to tell him
They
this.
put the light right on you.
Yo, for real. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, nah, I'm fucked. So, yeah. So, that first performance was a little bit ugly. We made it through it. Definitely ended out better than it started.
Mhm.
But it was a great learning experience. I had a lot of
Mhm.
fun. I had a lot of support from different artists. Shout out to Maverick Machiavelli. She
Oh
was one
my
of the artists. Yeah, she
god.
was one of the artists that was there.
Yes.
She was cheering me on.
Mm.
Maximili, obviously,
All
he was
right.
there. So it was cool to finally, get myself out there. First step was just putting the music out there. Now I'm
Right.
doing shows and stuff, and then the artistic side of the visuals and the photo
Mhm.
shoots and the music videos. That's where I'm like really starting to wrap it all together. So I'm
All
excited to
right.
see as far as like doing more shows and events. I've been trying to do more open mics,
Mhm.
right? And then I think we are going to get to the point very soon where me and my team can put together a little road tour.
Yeah.
Go on a couple, go to a couple of places for like a weekend or something,
Yeah.
and just start slow. Just
Yeah.
start from there. So
I'm excited. That sounds fun.
yeah.
Is there any place that you know, you never know. See, this is the thing. I've gotten to a point where I'm like, I sent this to my cousin the other day. If
Mhm.
you can overthink about something negative, you can overthink about something positive.
That's a fact.
So we may think that things, and these are conditions that it's going to take X amount of years to get to a place. But what if it doesn't?
Yeah.
What if it takes 6 months?
Right. Right.
What if it takes less than that? Who knows? So is there a place, let's say even outside of touring, that you haven't been? And since I'm saying also outside of touring, it's outside of music, right? Like
Mhm.
just as a person traveling, is there a place that you specifically want to go as a vacation?
Mm. Okay. Hmm.
For me, it's the Maldives.
Ah, okay. All right. I could understand
Mm-hmm.
why. I could see. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like pop on the Instagram feed. Just flexing on motherfuckers and shit. It's just crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It's just yeah. I mean, there's like plenty of like you know paradises. I feel like I could
Mm-hmm.
name, but I ain't gonna lie. It's for more so like on the music side, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to like see the world, right, and to
Yeah.
really travel. Like I've already started to tap into the artist stats that we have. So
The artist dance.
the stats, so the statistics,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So it'll show us, where the music is being played around the world and things like that. And we've been tapped into over 20 different countries already.
What?
I'm like, this is yeah. Like my first two
Wow.
songs, they had like it was 10 countries already. We got people all over. We got people in Europe. We got people in
Mm-hmm.
Africa. I'm like, wow, people are really. I'm like, how do they even find my music? That is crazy,
Yeah.
But the fact that
Wow.
that's a thing, I'm like, I want to go there. I want to go. So
Yeah.
I started making a list. As
You
soon as
go where you appreciate
yeah,
it. I know that's
that's what
right.
I'm saying. I'm like, I don't
Like
even know the name of that place, but I'm going
they
there and
want
shit.
me.
Yo, for real. So that's like, I think that's like my paradise is like being able to really travel the world and share my story and just the insight that I have with the world, right? So, we
Yeah.
talked about a lot of different viewpoints that I have on things, and that's what I put a lot into the music is
Mhm.
trying to help people just get a perspective. Like, I'm not here to preach to anybody, but I think it's important that when you learn certain things or when you experience certain things, it's good to share it with the world, so that way somebody else might be able to learn from your experience or take something that, you might have went through and apply it to them. So
Save them a few years,
yeah,
maybe.
for real, you know. So I think that would be like the ultimate destination is just going here, going here, going there. You know, you know, as far as in the country, I can't wait to get to like California. I haven't been on the other side of the country. I haven't been to
Yeah.
Texas. You know, I can't wait
Okay.
to go to Canada, Europe. You
Oh
know, all
yeah.
these places and be able to not even just perform, but to travel and to really see the
Connect.
world. Yeah, and connect
Yeah.
with people from all over. Because I'm a big fan of culture. You know, I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
there's just all different types of people everywhere. You know, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Like even different slangs, like fascinating to
Oh yeah,
me. You were talking about your story, being able to share your story.
yeah,
Where did you grow up? Did you grow up in the Lehigh Valley or where?
yeah.
You did?
I'm born and raised in Bethlehem. I
Oh
was
my
actually born at
gosh.
St. Luke's Hospital, right down the street
Oh,
here.
okay.
So yeah, so
They
I
get all the
was.
people's money.
Oh yeah,
St.
right.
Louis.
For real, they started to like monopolize the shit out here. This is crazy. I ain't
They
gonna lie, but
did.
shout out to them. They doing their thing. You know, them and LVHM,
Right.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
going crazy. So, but yeah, I'm a Bethlehem
Nice.
kid, man. I'm from here, you know,
Mhm.
and I've traveled a little bit. You know, I've lived in New York for a little bit. I lived in Philly for a little bit. I lived in the
Mhm.
suburbs of Philly for a little while as well. So
Mhm.
I've had, you know, different experiences with different groups of people living in different
Mhm.
diverse areas and not so diverse areas. And
Mhm.
I feel like that's also contributed to me just being able to understand and see the world for all that it is, you know,
Mm.
being to really understand people. I think it's super important to be understanding, to be empathetic, sympathetic,
Mhm.
because we all have something different that we offer. I think, like I said, that's the beautiful thing about culture. So
Mm.
but
Mhm.
the Lehigh Valley and Bethlehem specifically is truly a melting pot. So
Mhm.
I love the fact that I was, you know, I was born here. I feel blessed to be have been born here, and you know, just to come back here for a couple years after like my college years or whatever. It
Mhm.
feels good to be able to come back to my hometown, plant my feet, and now I'm starting to really create something and build my name, not only just as a young man that went to school here and played football, but as a rising artist that is trying to do some amazing things and he says we gonna put the valley on, you know,
Oh, for sure.
we already on, don't get
Yeah,
me
let's be
wrong, but
real.
like we just gonna keep it popping for real. The Lehigh Valley, I love it here. You know, shout
Yeah.
out to a lot of different superstars, right? We got guys like Saquon Barkley, we got Jahan Dotson, you know, and we got a lot of different other photographers like that I
Mhm.
mentioned before. You know, we got guys like
Carter.
Carter McKinney,
Mhm.
McKinney Media. So
Right.
some of the artists that I mentioned earlier that I love to work with, and even the guys on my team. You know, shout out to my
Mhm.
team. I got my guy Jake. He's my
Mhm.
manager. You know,
Okay.
Carter's my photographer. My guy Albie Productions. He's
Mhm.
my engineer. So my sound engineer. When you hear all those songs coming out crisp as hell,
Yes.
that's him. He's in the studio
What's the name
cooking with
again?
me. Albie Productions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Albert
yeah. So
Productions.
you guys can find him on Instagram. He's a dope producer, engineer,
Mhm.
beat maker. He's somebody that I'm. Hey man, you right here with me. You know, what I mean, you
Okay.
right here with me all these
Yeah, he
years.
hears what you're hearing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been recording and mixing my music for at least 5 years now.
Oh
So
wow, that's great to have like that
yeah,
bond with somebody
we got
who's
that
doing your
connection.
music.
Yep. He knows what I like. He knows what I don't like. You know, and then we've
Yeah.
been even growing on things where he's like, all right, try this. Go
Okay.
in there and do that. You know, so the connection we have is great. I love working with bro. You know, it's honestly a blessing to be able to have him, and
Yeah.
that's where I say it's bigger than me. You know, because
Mhm.
we're all looking to do something. All these people believe in me, and I'm like, yo,
Exactly.
we're a team. Like this is us now. You know, like I'm the artist, I'm the
Yes.
whatever, but we're all in this together. And
Mhm.
when
One
things,
band, one
yeah,
sound.
yeah, for real, when things continue to push up and up, everyone's gonna be right there with me. You know, so
Yes, and I love that. I don't know if this is true though. It sounds like all those people are based in the valley too.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, my
That's
boy Albie
awesome.
Productions, not too far down here. My boy Jake, he's my manager strictly for me. You know what I mean? So y'all do need any booking, information or anything like that. If you're looking to work with me, you guys can always hit him up. The
Yeah.
information is there, like we talked about, the email.
Yup.
So,
For
but yeah,
KiidNøva.
Maximili is a local guy. Carter
Mhm.
McKinney is a guy that's holding things down on the photography scene here, and then of course
Mhm.
we got Diamond. We
Oh.
got Queen Diamond out here
Oh, you heard that?
representing the podcast scene. You know, we don't have
Eh.
much of a podcast scene going on here, I don't think, but
I saw the talent. I saw the drive, and yeah, my job is just to spotlight it, tell y'all the story because it's happening. Whether you know about it or not, it's happening. So let's put let's put you on, and yeah, let's get the stories heard and told.
hell
That's
yeah,
what I do.
hell yeah,
Yeah. Well, with that, it sounds like you kind of wrapping up. Unless there's
yeah.
any other people that you want to shout out.
Shout out to just everybody that supports,
Mm.
everybody that is tuning in to the show. Shout out to everybody that believes in the podcast, everybody that believes in me and my music, and everybody here in the Lehigh Valley that's honestly pushing to do something great. You know, we're all in this together. I think it's a collective effort. So we have to really continue to push each other and rise each other up to the top. It's not about dragging anybody down or putting anybody down. I think we're all creative, collective people that all have something different to offer. So I'm just excited to be a part of it. I'm blessed to be a part of it, and I really do thank you for having me on the show. I'm honored to be here.
Absolutely. This has been so fun. And shout outs to all the Pisces out there. Shout outs to all the water signs, honestly. But yeah, super fun. I can't wait to hear, even when you give us snippets, I'm gonna be waiting for the snippets.
I'm telling you, the album gonna be crazy. I'm so excited, man. I can't wait.
And you getting your you say you're getting your legs like performing more. So I'm just excited to see overall this growth that you're going through. Yeah, I'm really happy to
Thank you,
have
my friend.
have
I
this.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't, please check out KiidNøva's Instagram. He's on all platforms, right?
Absolutely.
On all platforms, KiidNøva, KiidNova. Awesome music, awesome musician. So let's keep it rolling. Let's run up all his music and run up the followers. And I'll see you on the next episode, kid.
Oh yeah. Appreciate you, Diamond. Thank you.
Absolutely. Peace.
Kind of like locked in focus right now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good lately.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy because I know when we spoke last, you were like, "This is what I'm gonna do," and you're doing it.
Yeah,
You've been doing it.
Yeah, that's true. That's crazy.
Hell yeah! And not that I expected anything less. You've been killing it. Like whereabouts came out. I was shocked because I thought that there was more space between the last release and this one, but no, it's been consistent.
Yeah, I've been trying to just put my foot on the gas pedal and keep letting people know I'm here now. Like and I'm not trying to let up my my momentum. I'm just trying to keep the ball rolling while I can. So
hell yeah.